Hey everyone, this is Emanuel here, founder of Heal and certified body code practitioner and group energy facilitator. So excited to be here and be with you guys. I want to say hi to anyone that joins on here. If I get too focused working with someone, then I may not say hello to everyone. But if you're new here and maybe you just joined, this is something that my good friend Bob Smith and I are going to be going live Monday and Thursday so that we can help lots of, sorry, let me put my ringer off here. So we can help lots of people in regards to having breakthroughs. Now, whether this is financial, relationship, physical issues, emotional stuff. The reason why we're doing this, a lot of people don't know this, but is because on March 7th, we're launching our men's program, 90 days for men only. Now, there will be something in the future. I don't want to ruin it for you guys. Maybe Bob will take the cat out of the bag and let you know exactly what's going on. But it's going to be very, very exciting what's going to be happening with what we're doing with helping men specifically in every area of their life. And so every single week, there's going to be a new subject to work with these men. And so that's why there's never been a program in the history of this world that has 90 days straight healing using my group certification. I think there's only 46, 47 people in the world that are certified in this type of group healing. And I'm going to make sure that these men are taken care of and they're going to see huge breakthroughs. We've already have, I think, over 140 reviews about the breakthroughs that have been happening in this last year since we opened up Heal on Earth Day. So just exciting times. I'm excited to kind of, invite my friend Bob on here. I want to make sure he gets on here real quick. So hold on just one second. And then what we're going to do is if you know someone that would really appreciate a healing or a coaching call or even both, we're just going to kind of open up the platform for everyone. So I'm just going to go ahead and chat. Say hi to everyone. Say hi, everyone. How are you? And let's get this party started. So, and also I want to do kind of an introduction to what I do. So I've been doing emotion code and body code work for almost 9 years now. Within 6 months of my practice, I was working with about 40 to 50 people. And within a year, I was working with between 120 to 140 people a week. So I got very, very busy. I stayed in the field helping a lot of people, and time kind of flew by. I didn't. When you find your mission in life, you don't really think about time anymore. It's just an element of the sun passing by you over and over again. But to me, I became very present with my clients to see how I can help them out. And when you find something that's very exciting, that you see huge changes in people very quickly, their life changes in some aspect of their life. It's kind of exciting to see that. And I just wanted to repeat the process over and over and over again. So what I did was I started working first on pro bono work for PTSD veterans. So for veterans, I would work on them for free. Why would I do that? Is because I went to military school for 3 years. So from age 14 to 17, I was in a boarding military school down in Carlsbad, California. And I became the highest ranking officer in the school. I was a lieutenant colonel. I would have basically, if I went to one of the most prestigious schools, military schools, let's say like, or military branches like Annapolis, let's just say Annapolis, I would have skipped through boot camp and I would have become an officer right away with the ranking that I had in this high school. And I would have gotten a full ride into Annapolis for sure. But I chose not to go into the military, but I really took it seriously. We actually even broke a record, 99.9% annual federal inspection. It's like the highest record in 90 years. And I was the battalion commander. I had I think 12 people or 10 people that I was in charge with. And then we had 370 students. So it was a tough year, and I probably slept 3 hours a day, but a big accomplishment was made. And so and the reason why I tell you that is because the people that used to teach me were people that would go to went to Vietnam. Sometimes they got shot and they went back to Vietnam. And then they got shot again, then they went back to Vietnam. These are some pretty hardcore men that were teaching us, you know. So shout out to all these amazing military men, Deathridge and Colonel Hatchett, all these amazing military people that taught me. And then, like I said, as time goes on, I started learning more about PTSD and military people, and they struggled. They struggled with addictions. Not these people that I just mentioned, but other military men struggle with addictions, abuse in the home, issues with relationships, couldn't keep a job, and suicide ideation. A big one was a survivor complex. So just a lot of things. And I used to work on their heart wall. Long distance, I'd remove all these walls. If you haven't heard what a heart wall is, before I bring on Bob in here, if you haven't heard what a heart wall is, comment below, put like a 1 down there. If you have ever felt like pain in your heart feels heavy, or it feels like it's going to break, go ahead and comment, put a little 1 down there in the comment section if that's ever happened to you. Really what that is that your body is, the heartstrings are being stretched due to trauma. And if they stretch a little too much, the heart will collapse. And that's called broken heart syndrome, or BHS. Okay. And I guess what cardiologists, very famous ones, before like 30 years ago, they would say, oh yeah, just, stress might cause that, but now even more in the last 10 years, they're very aware that it's emotional trauma, like a heartbreak with relationship, going to war, divorce, stress at work can cause this, you to be one step closer to broken heart syndrome. So then the body has a protective measure. It takes a trapped emotion and places it over the heart, and it's creating these walls. And you can get them from in the womb. Like your mother, for example, can get them in the womb. And what's interesting is, okay, Bob's coming on here. Hey, Bob, let me just share this one thing, and then I want you guys to all meet Bob. But what's really interesting, just to kind of show you a cool example, I remember I was working with a lady, and I remember I found, I think it was like terror. It was terror in the 3rd trimester, and it was a heart wall, I believe. And this is kind of when I first started, I'm like, hey, you have a terror, and the first thing she said, she was very doubting. She was like, no, nothing happened to my mother, and everything was fine. I don't know where you got terror from, and maybe you're muscle testing wrong, and I was like, well, I'm new, so maybe I was wrong. Then I'm like, you know what? Actually, I dare you to ask your mom what happened 3rd trimester. Just go home and just see what happens. You never know, right? So she went back home, and she says, did anything happen 3rd trimester at all to you? I mean, everything was fine with the pregnancy, everything fine. And her eyes were just these huge discs, who told you about what happened 3rd trimester? Say, oh, well, this energy healing guy, third trimester, you had this like terror. This is a very exaggerated story, but this is what happened. This doesn't happen all the time. But she was like, oh, do you remember how I told you how your father wasn't home because he was always at his job? And she's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I didn't see him a lot. She's like, yeah. And I was telling you, like, he was just busy. Just maybe he had 2 jobs. Remember that? He actually went to jail at the 3rd trimester because he attempted to stab me with a knife in 3rd trimester. And that was the first time that client heard this story, and she started believing in what I do. But yeah, you can absorb emotions from your mother. In fact, in China, they have these certain cultures where the mother takes a hiatus from the husband. They takes a sabbatical from the husband on purpose, because these Asian women are so intelligent. They know that they're programming their child, and from the womb. So if they get any drama from the husband, or they're not eating good food, or they're stressed out, they know that that baby is on the same roller coaster that the mom is going through. And so they purposely take that sort of like sabbatical from their husband, because they're like, hey, you stay over there and I'll stay over here. It's like a tradition. It's not all Asians do that, but there's some traditions in there that they do that. And that's why, I don't want to classify them, but I'm Asian too, you know, but some of these Asians are very calm and relaxed and collected. It's because I feel like they're programmed early from the mom, you know, and so it's really interesting. So, but then what happens to the American mom, right? The American mom is stressed out, worried, husband's dumping them. They're questioning whether they should have a baby. They go back to their job too early, all this stuff. And they wonder why, I don't know why my kid's depressed at age 2. I don't know why my kid gets angry so easily, age 4. Like, why? It's because some of it has to do with your programming. And it's because some of it was because you were not emotionally stable during the trimester period. And so that influenced the child. And don't even get me started, if the mom's rocking the baby to bed and she feels overwhelmed, that baby's absorbing the overwhelmed. And I don't want to sketch anyone out here, but sometimes an entity, like a dark spirit, a dark whatever, will go towards the baby, not the mom, because the baby is absorbing all the stuff. No will to live, will to die, absorbing anxiety overwhelmed, and entities love those energies. And so the baby starts having night terrors, but it's not the baby's fault. It's the mom that's bleeding almost on the baby. And then the baby is attracting the wrong thing. So I usually can help out night terrors in one session. It's really simple, but usually there's a dark attachment, and it's usually from the baby being a sponge. That's usually what it is. So anyway, just kind of some interesting facts there. But let me go ahead and invite Bob on here, and we'll take a volunteer. So maybe we could do a quick session here, and you guys get to meet Bob, and Bob will give you a little feedback. Just so some of you guys don't even know Bob, but I want Bob to introduce himself so you guys can know who he is, because he's a great guy. If you think I'm cool in any way, he's a lot cooler. He taught me how to be cool. He taught me in the school of cool. I just kind of followed his example. So
I thought you taught me.
Hey, how's it going, buddy? How are you?
We just have the same haircut. That's the deal. That's what's happening these days.
I just got a haircut today. I'm pretty.
Yeah, yours is good.
I'm pretty proud of it. Yeah, thanks. So anyway, if you can go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone, and I know we have some cool people on here, and then we'll just get to like a healing session, and then we'll do a quick coaching session, and go from there. But go ahead and maybe you want to share who you are, and why did you become a life coach, just real quick, and then we'll get started.
Hey everybody, yeah, so good to be here with you, Bob. I grew up in what should have seemed like a very normal, non-chaotic, level, middle income, normal house. But inside the walls, it was really chaotic, and it was a very disempowering environment. And so there was always so much fear and so much stuck, and I can't, and all this kind of stuff that I kind of came out with. And then there's a lot of that stuff that showed up in my relationships, in the workplace, in all areas of my life. And so it wasn't until I really, I actually made a video about this, and Emanuel, you saw it, is it wasn't until I got really, really tired as a man, like really tired of like, this isn't working for me, that then I decided to look inside or to say, you know what, I think I need some help. And it was my wife at the time who was saying, hey, let's go to counseling. I was resistant. But once I really like leaned in to doing my internal work, that's when everything started to change for me. And I just feel like I want to do that for men. I sense that there's so much goodness in these men in the world, but it's not coming out because they just feel stuffed. They feel small. They, don't know what to do with their emotions inside. They don't even know what emotions are. They're so disconnected between their head and their heart, like I was. And I just have a passion for kind of releasing all of that, because I think what the women of this world want, and what this world wants, and what the kids want, are dads and fathers and husbands that are alive and engaged and ready to really step into their masculine power and do something in this world that's, exciting and creates that sense of aliveness. And so many men just are not there. So anyway, that's what I'm all about. I want to help men do that.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Hopefully you guys go ahead and put a chat if you think Bob is cool. Okay, now you have to.
Oh gosh, don't do that, man. Don't you dare do that.
Anyway, so it's like putting everything. Bob is cool. Boom. There we go. See, you're awesome.
I guess it's official.
There's always one person. I'm waiting for that one. It's like he's all right. I'm always waiting for that one person. I'm like, I'm like, that person needs healing the most. It's like, anyway, so let's start with the healing here. Someone already reached out to me a little bit earlier, and she offered her or her husband to get a little healing done. So yeah, maybe we could do that real quick. I know Joanne wanted me to bring on Ted, right? So maybe Ted, if you want to. Joanne, maybe I'll invite you if this is okay, and Ted can go on your video camera. Let me know, Joanne, if that's okay with you, and then we'll get this party started here.
And
But while you
Emmanuel,
guys are,
can I interrupt you for just 2 seconds?
sure, yeah.
So for everyone that's on the call, if you guys want to be coached as well, I would be happy to offer some coaching for you also. So if there's coaching is helpful in 2 ways. If you feel stuck in some area of your life, like, man, this really isn't working for me, or you're in the pursuit of like a goal that you want to achieve, and it feels like you're not making the progress that you want. And so we can kind of, clear up some of that stuff and move ahead. So maybe just to kind of put that in your brains, if there's any coaching that you guys might want as well, I'd be happy to do some of that. And I know we actually have some coaches on here too that are fabulous coaches as well. But
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. And here's the thing. So maybe, is it okay with you? Do you want to go first and then I go second? How do you
no, I say go. I feel like it seems like the right path right now.
Okay, perfect. And then, yeah, so Joanne, what I'll do is I'll invite you on here, and then we'll get Ted on here, and then we'll see what we can do here. So let's go ahead and there's this really cool person that wants to go into heal, probably one of your people. Okay, so let's focus. Okay, so let's go ahead and invite Joanne on here. And then I think this might be the first time I see Ted in person. So this is kind of exciting times, guys. Technology, right? But here's the crazy thing is before Ted comes on here is I just want to share real quick that what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing muscle testing with my fingers. It's called the ring and ring method. And I'm going to use the body code charts to kind of show you what I'm finding. Okay. And then kind of help this person out, Ted. And we'll see what we can do to help remove some energies that are blocking him in one way or another, And so, okay, cool. I think I see a video there. It looks like the planet Dune. Space. Or it could be like a finger really close to the camera. I'm just.
What's this?
That is.
Wait, what's this? I never took that off. Wait.
There we go.
Dude, he's so funny. And Emanuel, there's someone else trying to come in, but we have to approve it. Did you already approve that by chance?
Yes, I did. I did.
You did. Okay.
Is it Trina Glines?
Trina, yeah.
Yes, she's just on here right now, or I just accepted her, so we're good. Hey, how are you guys doing?
Excellent.
Cool. All right. Well, let's get this healing party started. So Ted, let me go ahead and I'm going to try to find a notepad of some sort. Actually, let me take my I have a really cool notepad. I'm gonna give you the coolest. I have a pen that I write in gold. So you're the special one today. I'm gonna put you in my black journal. And so first, real quick, Ted, give me your age real quick. How young are you?
What am I? 61? 61.
61. Okay.
He's a young man. Look at that.
Young chap. Okay. So let's do this. What's your biggest block? What's your biggest issue that you're dealing with, whether it's emotional, physical, relationship? What's the biggest thing that you like, this is really bothering me? Like what is it right now?
So I have one physical, which is a lump on my ankle, which has been around for 12 or 13 years.
Okay.
Was extremely painful when it first erupted. Stopped being painful. I've been to doctors for years, and end analysis has always been, well, is it bothering you? No. Okay. Well, then let's not worry about it. Well, about 6-8 months ago, it started becoming excruciatingly painful to the extent that it wakes me up every 10-15 minutes at night because I have to shift to get the sheet off of it.
Wow.
I mean, it's incredible how little pressure on it will wake me up in agony. So
Okay, so this is a good way to check. So the pain in the, if you just were to touch it right now, let's say you were to go and just touch it. I don't want you to hurt yourself, but if you were to touch it, what number would you give it now, 1 to 10? Since it's sensitive to the touch, what number would you give it?
right now, surprisingly, no more than a 5.
Okay, 5. Okay.
And I'm not sure why. I don't know why, because ordinarily it's 24 hours a day. It's a 9.5 or a 10.
Okay. Sometimes it's just our good energy, you know, because we're just, you know, such cool people. I'm just totally joking, but what we'll do is this: I would love, see, here's the this is so interesting that you bring up pain, because for all the women that are on here listening, this is the fastest way that I bond with men, is lowering pain down, because we can't get through the day when we have pain. It's just, I mean, we get things done, but we're like annoyed the whole time. I don't know about you, but if I have lower back pain, it's almost like this ringing in my, and there's might as well be ringing in my ear, and I can't enjoy what I'm doing. Can anyone relate to that? Am I the only one? Okay. But for me, it's just like, it's just an annoyance, and it's almost like it makes me easily peeved throughout the day. And obviously, if you don't get sleep, it probably is annoying when you wake up. You're not getting your full sleep that you should be, which then also causes you to be easily annoyed throughout the day. So, okay, so it's a 5 right now. So what I'm going to do is this. Now, how long have you had this pain for?
So like I said, it erupted 12 years ago and was agonizing, crippling for 8 or 9 months.
Okay.
Then, the lump's been there, but no pain whatsoever for a decade. 6
Okay.
months ago, it just came roaring back.
Roaring back. Okay. And I'm gonna put a note here that typically you go to a 9, and probably throughout the night you're like at a 9 or a 10, right? Like it's up there.
Mm.
Okay, got it. Okay. And this is your right or left?
Right.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So let's work on it. Let's see if we can lower the pain down a little bit. It could be anything, really. I don't know what I'm going to find. That's why it's so fun to do the body code, is because I'm just muscle testing, and I kind of have the holistic point of view or perspective that anything can cause anything. You know, it's just like, I don't know. It could be a nerve, could be a bone, could be a muscle, could just be a trapped emotion. No idea. But I'm going to try something cool. Remember how last time, Bob, I tried to share my my screen, and then it totally didn't work, and you're like, Emanuel, don't ever do that ever again.
I was trying to, then you did it again, but it's like I have no control here. It doesn't feel like to me.
No. I try to be bold and audacious, and just do things that, like, I just don't listen to anyone's advice and just kind of just do it. But let me try to see if I can. It'd be cool if I can show the actual body code system. And if this works, then, hallelujah. If it doesn't work, I'm sorry. But let me see what comes up here. So share this window. Okay. What do you guys see? Do you guys see anything?
I just see you. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're little you.
Little me. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so
Me. Yeah.
okay, let me try one more thing. Do you see this at all? The chart?
I don't.
No.
No.
No. Okay. Well, then this is just not going to work today. Okay, is that okay? Okay. All right. So that's totally fine. I will go ahead and just do it on my phone. So let's just go ahead and take 10 seconds real quick, Ted, and just just meditate in your mind. Some people ask for help from above, universe, God, whatever you want to do. But let's just take 10 seconds. We'll just meditate in our mind, and then we'll jump into it here. Okay, so let's see. So I'm going to connect with you real quick. And after I do this session, just make sure you drink plenty of water. And you are processing for the next 2 days. So just kind of stay away from like negative news, negative people. Just kind of like take care of yourself the next 2 days. And technically your highest form of healing is sleeping. So when you sleep, you're going through your diurnal cycle. So everything is resetting, and so when you sleep, it's like the best time for you to heal. So, and hopefully this pain doesn't keep you up. That's the goal. I'm like hoping for this. So let me see what comes up first here. So I'm going to use the body code here.
Wait, let me interrupt you for just a moment.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
said stay away from toxic people, stay away from negative energies.
Yeah, no, just stay away from like negative news, like reading things that are negative, or just negative people, toxic people. Just try, just trying to. The only,
So Joanne, you got to
let me
keep
just
it positive, my friend. Keep it positive.
on the emotional side, I am deeply involved in a small business, which is, shall we say, somewhere between imploding and exploding, and the characters that I'm dealing with are
toxic.
chances of my staying away from toxicity are
very, very, very slow. Okay, so
Slim
can I give you a gift then? Then this is what I'll do. I'm going to give you a gift. I'm going to give you this thing called a shield. Okay, and then this will help you out so much, to the point where I've had clients say that I enjoyed my Thanksgiving with my in-laws, which never happens. Okay, so the in-laws weren't different. She was just shielded, so she didn't feel all the negative ramifications of her association. Right. So I'm going to connect with you. I'm going to say, are you shielded
is this
from
like
negative
the
energy?
Enterprise shield or the Klingon cloaking device?
I know it sounds kind of out there, but honestly, it is so powerful, and you'll notice the difference the next time you're around negative people. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say, are you shielded from negative energies? And your body says no. So I'm gonna say, I'm now placing a shield around you, which will block all negative energies. It will only allow love and positive energies in. It's permanent, and it covers your whole entire body. Okay, so are you now shielded? Your body said yes. Now, here's the interesting thing. So you'll always have this until you're like 80, 90, 95. You'll still have it. You never get rid of it because I just gave it to you. However, it has to be activated every morning. So if you don't say shields up, or you don't mention shield in your prayer, either one works, then you won't be shielded. It's almost like a parachute, but it's closed. Now, at nighttime, it automatically shuts off because your subconscious says you're safe in your bed. Just go to bed. So that's why in the morning you have to activate it again. So sometimes I tell men to, when you do your alarm clock in the morning, maybe put a footnote on there that says like, good morning, shields up. So then you're like, oh yeah, shields up. So that's a good way to kind of remember. Or you can put like a writing in the mirror that says shields up. So when you're washing your face, you go, oh yeah, I'm not going to forget that. Okay, so, but watch this. I'm kind of a perfectionist. So I know you may not be fully shielded. I know it sounds kind of like a funny thing, but sometimes people have certain emotional trauma in their body that makes a hole in it. I don't want to waste too much time on this, but if you give me permission, Ted, after this live, I will permanently fix your shield just in case there's any holes. For example, if there's like a will to help someone or will to take someone's suffering, let's say someone went through suffering around you, sometimes that makes a hole in the shield. It's almost like your hand sticking out of it. Okay. Or you could have a cord. Like if you have you could have a friend that maybe you guys don't get along anymore, and there's this toxic cord that you guys have that could be going through your shield right now. So you're not technically fully shielded, but I promise you that after this session, I will fully shield you. I'll get rid of any holes. And then tomorrow morning, tell me how things go. I'd love to get an email from you or a text. Let me know how work goes. Now, again, it's not going to change your environment, but you might feel it less, like the negativity. Okay, so that's one thing, and you'll stop absorbing stuff because you're probably absorbing stuff from people, and we're actually going to find out. Anyway, so let's look at this ankle here. So the first thing that comes up is a trapped emotion, and the first thing is you have a common trapped emotion. This is one that you made yourself. Let me see what I'll tell you what emotion it is. And Ted, if any memory comes up in your brain where you're like, wait a minute, like that's when this happened, just kind of lean on it. That's your intuition, right? So just kind of lean on it and just tell me like in one quick sentence what it is, and then we'll get rid of it. Sound good? So let me see what the first thing comes up here. So okay, it's effort unreceived. Okay, so this is like putting effort into something or someone, but it's not really panning out the way you want it. Okay, so you're 61 years young, right? So let's see, 60, 50, 40, 60, 50, 40, 30, 40, 30, more than 30, 33, 1, 32, 33, 1, 32, 33. So it's around 32. Now, it could be 33 or it could be 31, but anything kind of ring a bell around that time where you're putting effort into something or effort into someone, and maybe it wasn't kind of coming back to you the way you wanted to, or maybe you weren't getting the results right away that you wanted. I don't know if this is relationship, work-related, finances, family stuff. Anything kind of ring a bell around that time, 32?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And
Um,
you want to share just one quick sentence? Let me know just what came to what's the first thought that came to your head?
Yeah, company I worked for, the entire senior management team was cleaned out. New CFO had me working on things I thought were not in the shareholders' best interests. Ultimately, wound up ordering me to lie to an audit partner. Just toxic, seriously toxic relationship.
Okay. See, anything to do with that at all? Okay, so I'm going to go and just remove this effort unreceived. If you want, just kind of like take a little breath there. I'll say anything else still affecting that area that's causing pain that right now is a 5, but can go up to a 9. And your body said yes. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of maybe 5 more of these. Then I'll have you walk around and then I'll have you touch it the same way you touched it before and just see if it feels a little bit more relaxed, a little bit lighter. And I'm going to give you a gift too, Ted. I'm going to put you in what I call a solar room. And this is where I typically put people in for 7 days straight. But for you, I'll just put you in there. And the only thing I'll focus on is your pain. That's it. So it's almost like I'm adding a buffer of 12 more hours of healing on top of the little session I did for you to see what you feel like in the morning. Is that okay?
Sweet.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let me find out what else is coming on here. Okay, yeah, so the next thing is there's a current symptom energy. It shows like a guy having a thermometer in his mouth. All this really means is that if you have something that's consistent as a symptom, it's weird. Your body kind of creates like a stunt double, like a ringing energy of it. It's almost like you have nausea, then your body will create like a ringing energy of nausea. And then you have so it's kind of hard to heal from it. In your case, it's probably pain, right? So I'm just going to say, is it pain? It is. But then here's the kicker. I'm going to ask, is there anything below that that's fueling this current symptom energy of pain? And your body said there is. So let me see what's below this guy. Okay, there's a physical emotional shock. It shows a guy with his mouth open, kind of freaked out. What it really means is 2 things. Either it was a period of stress or something happened that kind of shocked you, like kind of almost like an emotional sucker punch, So I'm trying to figure out, let me ask 2 questions for your body. Is there anything below this physical emotional shock? It says no. Is there anything hidden below it? Nope, just sitting by itself. Okay, so what age you get this as? 160, 50. It's pretty recent. 50, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. So 54? That's 7 years ago. So 7 years ago, 2016, no, 2017-ish. 2017-ish, around there. It could be 2018, 2016. Anything ring a bell where there was either a period of stress or something happened to you that kind of took you back a little bit, kind of like, whoa, didn't expect that. Like kind of first thing that pops in your head or rings a bell during that time.
CFO I worked for in 2011 and 2012 called me up one day and said, hey, I sold that company. I've taken over the keys to a new company. Will you join me here in Illinois? So it caused us to move from the Bay Area to Illinois.
Would you consider that like a period of stress, or was that a shock to you that happened?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Yeah, so let me ask your body which one it was. I'll just say, is it more this specific one, is this more of a period of stress? Okay, it says no. Is this more of like a shock thing? This is more of probably when you heard the news, it kind of like took you back a little bit. That's what a physical emotional shock. I'm going to remove this shock. I'm going to remove this current symptom energy of pain. For those of you who are wondering why I'm doing this, in Korean acupuncture, this is the head and this is the neck and the spine. So obviously Ted's not with me. I can't rub his spine with this wonderful, cool looking Magboy magnet here. So I mean, technically I could do this. It's kind of weird looking, but
well, we've got one. Should I be rubbing myself?
You don't have to. That's the cool benefit of this. When we connect proxy, it's like I'm just doing it for you. I do recommend this though for pain relief though. So if you want to write this down, Magboy Duo, because what they've realized is that if you have the intention, it's all about intention. It's not the magnet that heals. It's your intention that gets magnified by the magnets. And while you're rubbing it, you're just sending love and gratitude to that area of pain. And over a few minutes, like if you do it for 10 minutes straight, you'll notice a difference. And it's almost like you're telling the body to remove any energies that are bothering that area. So anyway, it's called Magboy Duo. It's by Nikken, Nikken. Okay, let's see, is there something else still affecting that area there? Let me just do 2 more things for you, and then I'll let Bob kind of helps someone out here. Do you have any questions kind of so far, Ted? What we found?
No.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let's see what else comes up here. So far, no bones or muscle have come up yet. It's just trapped emotions, which does irritate the tissues. So, okay, so what's interesting here is there's an inherited one here. Yeah, so this is inherited. Do you have any children, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, how many children do you have?
2.
Boy and girl, or
2 girls.
2 girls? Okay. Did it affect one of your girls here? It did. Can you just give me their first names only?
Christine and Jennifer.
No, it's not Christine. Jennifer. It's Jennifer. Okay, so just kind of a little interesting fact is Jennifer got affected by this inherited emotion. Why should you care? Because what happens when I work with someone, maybe 2 or 3 sessions, they'll start noticing their children changing, like in a positive way. Higher self-esteem, attracting finances, just certain shifts happen. You're like, how come you're all of a sudden doing this? And it's because we're removing inherited emotions from you that affect them as a byproduct. Are your parents still alive or no?
Mother, not father.
Okay, I don't know where this goes. So let me try to find out where this inherited emotion's from. Okay, it's discouragement. So if Jennifer could, if she ever gets discouraged, that emotion specifically, maybe it's a little heavier than normal for her. So she's going to get a healing from that emotion, and then you get a healing from that too. This doesn't go to your mom. This goes to your father. Does it go beyond him? It does. His father. This goes to your grandma on your dad's side. Does it go beyond her? It says no. So not her mom or her dad. Nope. Okay, so this means technically that your grandma on your dad's side, before he was born, must have felt discouraged, heavily discouraged about something in her life. And it was so strong that it got passed down to him during conception, and then it got passed down to you, and then it got passed down to Jennifer. Does that make sense? So I'm going to remove this inherited discouragement here. This one takes a little bit longer swipes. This is usually 10 for inherited. A regular one is 3. Do you have this inherited discouragement anymore? Yeah, it says no. Okay, so go ahead and take a deep breath in real quick, Ted, and then go ahead and walk around a little bit. Walk around maybe like 8 or 9 steps. You can just leave me here. Just go walk around 8 or 9 steps, and when you come back, let's just see if it feels a little bit lighter, sensitive to the touch area. Let's just see if it kind of moved a little bit. If anyone has any questions, feel free to write it in the chat there. But you said it was like a 5. What number would you give it now?
Way lower.
Yeah.
A 1.
What number are we looking at?
1.
1. Okay, cool.
I can actually touch it.
And what's cool is you might even feel, if you forget about the pain down there, you might even feel a little bit more like calmer, maybe more relaxed, a little bit lighter. How do you feel just in general?
Well, I was able to actually pull my sock up. That's a step in the right direction.
Cool. All right. Well, look. So I'm gonna do you a friend favor. I'm gonna do 2 things for you again, because my perfectionism and OCD is kicking in really strong now. So what I'll do for you is I'm gonna seal your shield. Like I'm gonna be like, hey, let's not feel those negative energies from people. You might be empathic, which is a double negative if you're around a very toxic. I wouldn't want you to be an empath, going like a what do they call it, a lamb to the slaughter, but so that's one thing. And the second thing is I'll put you in that special room where you will heal for an extra 12 hours on top of what we did. And hey, let's cross our fingers. Let's see how you feel tomorrow. I know you'll, for a fact, that you'll sleep a lot better tonight, but tomorrow night you'll probably feel even better when you sleep, because that's when the solar room is done. Do you have any questions at all about the?
No.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Hey, it was great working with you, and like I said, I'm gonna finish that stuff, and then maybe have Joanne send me your email again so I can send you the notes afterwards.
Excellent. Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Bob. Did you want to add anything to this healing session, or do you want to say anything?
Just a big thanks to Ted for coming on and sharing all that stuff. So appreciate you.
Oh, hey, my pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So I will go ahead and we'll just have me and him there. And thanks again. I appreciate you, Ted, for being on here, being vulnerable with us. And we'll be in touch soon. Please, I love to hear from you back, maybe feedback tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Please send me some feedback. Let me know how you're doing. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Take care. Okay, guys. So grateful that we can help out Ted. That made me happy. I'll do like a little dance here. All glory to above. It's not I just work down here. That's what Dr. Brad says all the time. I just work down here. All glory to above. But let's see if anybody else. So that's the cool thing, guys, is that 80% of your physical symptoms that you have right now is usually just emotional baggage. It's just stuff that you've absorbed, you've inherited, you've created, and they're just stuck there waiting to be released. And once you find a practitioner that can muscle test proficiently, you'll be surprised how your physical symptoms deplete. Not only that, your emotional resilience gets stronger. I don't know about you, but I would rather respond to life than react to life. I don't know about you guys, but I would rather be in that situation where I want to receive life with love, and I just want to give love and receive love. That's all I want to do in life. Even if hard times come my way, I want to receive those hard times with love and give back love. That's the ideal quintessential enlightenment moment right there. So anyway, we will take another person here who is interested in getting some life coaching. So I'm excited. I'm going to be taking notes off Bob because Bob has such amazing insights, and I don't speak highly enough about him, but I should, because it takes a real man who has been through some stuff, and he could have succeeded anywhere he wanted to. But I love where his heart's at. His heart is saying, I want to help men to cut the years of all the trying to figure it out on myself. I want to cut that like 90% to where what maybe took me 10 years to change, let's do it in less than a month or 2 months. We're talking like jumping leaps and bounds. And I admire that for him. He's saving people time to get to know their true selves, to find their own mission. And so, Bob, if you want to, pick somebody on here, or if somebody wants to volunteer, go ahead and put volunteer down there. And
would anyone like coaching tonight? I know it's kind of a scary thing to ask for and can be kind of vulnerable, but who wants a breakthrough, I guess is a better way to say it.
Yeah.
Is anyone interested in a breakthrough?
All right, and the cool thing is you can share as much as you want. I mean, obviously this is the no judgment zone, so I mean, we'll invite you on here. You don't have to look all permed up. And actually, if you're a man or a female, even though we're doing a men's program on the 8th, and it's going to be very, very powerful. I can't wait to see the testimonials of what's going to come out of it, because it's basically me doing what I just did, but multiply it times 100. It's every day you're getting me working on you for 90 days. You're not going to be a normal person. And even I had other people work on me, and my zip code changed, my partner changed, my house changed, my occupation changed, my finances changed, my spirituality improved. I mean, every area of my life changed. Why? Because I took the time to invest in myself. That's what I did. I made the decision that I'm going to go deep within myself. And so anybody who'd like to volunteer, don't be shy. Go ahead and comment below. You can say, I'm open. Just write, I'm open in the comment section. And then we'll see who is the lucky winner chicken dinner. And
I just coached a guy a little bit ago. And what's interesting is he wanted to coach on his coaching business. But just so you guys know, whenever anything you do in your life, whether it's I want to go run a triathlon, or I want to build a multi-million-dollar business, or I want to have a great relationship, it all starts from the inside out. It all starts with you. So it's really about self-development, and then it's inviting all of those things into the space that you want to have them in. So
I'm happy to put my husband back in the ring.
Back in the ring if you need him.
That's a good wife right there. I volunteer him.
We need more like Joanne, don't we? We need more.
Yeah. Honestly, okay, I have to say this. I don't care if I get blown out of the water for this, but like I would, but I'm driving. Nathalia, you could hold on. You can say yes, and then we put you on here, and you don't have to put your camera. You can just put yourself on voice.
She would need to be. I would hesitate with driving just because it's like it's hard to concentrate on two. Yeah, it's hard to go deep and concentrate on two things at the same time. It's like I'm either going to get coached and go deep, or I'm going to get in a wreck, and I don't want to do that. So
that's true. We may have to bring back Ed again. I mean, if no one volunteers, guys, I would take advantage of this right now. I would be like, hey, there is always some area in my life that it's cool to have someone dig in and be like, is it the relationship part? Is it the work part? Is it your mission? Any area of your life, there's always some. I mean, I work with people that you think are super, super successful. Trust me, they have thorns on their side. There's something in their life that needs a little bit of scalpel in there. And they're the people that are not ashamed to show where you bleed, that those are the people that have success, basically, So, okay, so we got some people chatting in here. Right, maybe some other time. I felt stuck with a job I don't like.
Yeah, I could definitely.
We can relate to that. We can both relate to that. Too much.
Nicole Ellis asked a question. Said, "What are you looking at?" I think it was back when you were working on TED.
Yes, I'm looking at my body code app. So if you guys can see here, and just kind of asking, is it on the left side or is it on the right side? If it says it's on the right side, click on that, and then it tells you like what it is and then how to remove it. So it's just a body code app, and it has all these different systems in there. So it's pretty cool. I've been using this for about 7 years. 2 years I was just emotion code. So
so good.
I was so busy with emotion code, I couldn't get body code certified. Like it was just like it was too taxing on me. I was like, at that point I was meeting with 120 clients just with emotion code. And then I was like, I really want to get certified body code, but I literally have no time, but I finally got it done, got certified. My wife's also certified too. So good times. Okay. We might have to bring
Yeah,
Ted.
do you think I know that there's a couple of coaches that we're working with that are also interested in
what do you want to do?
I'll
let you take the reins.
So I don't know if I dare say Nicole or Trina, would you be willing to do another healing session on somebody too, Emanuel?
Sure. Yeah. Who wants it?
Would Trina or Nicole, would either of you guys want to experience that?
I'm muscle testing Nicole. Let's do Nicole.
Nicole, are you in?
If she's open to it. I mean,
Sure.
I was just kind of muscle testing around. Okay, cool. All right, let's do this. And like I said, all that we ask of you, can you guys just do us a small favor? Is get the word out about this men's program that's coming out. And can I let the cat out of the bag with?
Please.
Yeah.
Do it.
No. I think you should. You're just so much cooler at announcing something. But we're thinking about a new program that's going to come out in the future.
Oh man!
I can't do that one. I can't do that one.
I think you probably could. It's going to get pretty exciting pretty fast. So it depends if we're ready for that level of excitement, I guess. Do you think we're ready?
I think we're ready. Yeah. So
okay, go ahead.
You say it. No, it's all you.
So Emanuel and I were talking. So we love the work that we're doing with men. But what's interesting is when I was on a conference, a couple of weeks ago, and when we went to a break time, there was about 100 people that were doing the conference remotely, like I was, and so we had like our own little Zoom space, like our own little special, sphere to play in or whatever. So we got to know each other and we talked and all that. And I offered to coach a couple of people, and there were I coached 3 women, and they all had amazing, breakthroughs from that. And they said, so how do I sign up for whatever you're doing or whatever? I'm like, well, I don't coach women. I love coaching women. I've coached a lot of women, and it's super fun for me. But we've got a men's program going. And so what I've heard consistently from the women that Emanuel and I have worked with is, well, when are you going to do a program for women? I'm like, well, maybe we will. But we really want to help the men. We really feel like we lift the men, we lift the world, because I feel like men stepping into their true masculinity, their true power, having focus, having direction, healing from their, prior wounds, being able to feel their emotions, be able to be in tune with their intuition, all of those things, and be able to be like true creators of their life. I feel like that will just transform marriages. It'll transform families. It'll transform relationships. It'll lift the world. And so we love that space. But in thinking about this, one thing that we wanted to put out there too is that we want to develop another program, and we're going to call it the Soulmate Program, as in like discover you to discover them. So it's like it's going to be a self-discovery program in order to invite your soulmate into your life, and we're gonna unveil that, probably in the next 6 months, and invite both men and women to participate in that. So I think it's going to be
Come
cool.
on.
So we're going to do the men's program, and then we're going to have a soulmate program, so we can have a kind of a men and women's thing as well.
That's exciting. If you guys can't get excited about that, then darn it, nothing can get you excited, No, I know that's going to be a huge game changer. And imagine men and women healing for 90 days together. Are you?
Oh man, it's going to be out of control. Out of control.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, out of control.
Come on. Okay.
I actually coached a woman the other night, super nice lady, and she talked about how her purpose right now seemed to be attached to her kids or to taking care of her husband, who has now passed. And so then she felt like she was so lost, like she felt so kind of in the zone and knew where her purpose was because it was attached to this. But then when she lost her husband, and now that her kids are growing older, what I told her was, it sounded like your purpose was attached to something that can change. So what we need to do, what if we developed a purpose, a mission statement for you that wasn't attached to something that could change and you could come back to and anchor back to over and over and over again. She's like, oh my gosh, totally spot on. It's exactly what I needed. And then I gave her a little bit of help to go help her like start that process with us. By the way, that's one of the aspects of our 90-day Become the Captain program too, is your own personal North Star mission statement. And so she was super excited about that. But I also think women could really, really benefit from that work as well, because in one realm she felt so certain, but now that when things started to change, everything just felt so uncertain to her, and it was hard to make decisions, hard to move forward, feeling stuck, and we don't want that to happen in our lives. So
wow, that is super cool. I can't wait for men to do their North Star mission statement.
oh my gosh, it's crazy good.
That
Crazy
March
good.
7th, let's go. Okay, let's work with Nicole, and we'll make a quick session here, see if we can help her out, and I'll try to add her on here and see. Let's see, invite as a speaker. Okay, so she should be on here soon. And yeah, all we ask is just, hey, just let people know that this men's program is coming out. We want to help. We want to help more men. We're excited. On Friday, we're going to be doing a podcast with Father Lives Matter founder. So it's just going to be really exciting. So hey, how are you?
Oh, good.
Nice to connect with you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Cool. And by the way, how did you? We never asked this question, Bob, but it's like, how did you get into Heal? Just like tell me, like, and how did you find us? Like just always kind of curious to see, like.
Nicole is one of our coaches in our program. So Nicole is a fabulous coach, trained, certified coach. She's worked with men. She connected with me like 1.5 years ago. And so we connected on the stuff I was doing then. And then her name just popped in the top of my brain when I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going to need more coaches to support all the men that we want to have in this program. And so I reached out to Nicole, and I guess you can tell the rest.
Yeah, I'm a success life coach for dads, and I just love doing it and feel passionate about helping men. And so I'm excited to be a part of this program, but all of this emotion code stuff is new to me. So I've been trying to just weigh it out and learn a little bit about it and see what I think. So I'm excited to experience it a little for myself. It's not something I've ever done before. So
awesome. Okay, so no pressure on me. So
so sell it to me. You got to convince me it's a real deal.
Okay, well, it's so funny. Speaking of convincing, my dad, who's the biggest skeptic of all time, he's an oncologist and hematologist, just like my mother, but my mother was smarter than him, just saying. But anyway, after a year of me working with people, he finally came to me and said, how are you scamming 120 people a week? Like, how are you doing that? You know? And I told my dad, I'm not scamming anybody. Let me work on you. And then I worked on his neck and shoulder pain, and it went down. And then he's like, okay, you know what? I actually do feel relief. So I'll let you work on me. I worked on his heart wall, and he told me that it changed his life. And just recently, I'll tell you just a really quick 2-second story. He's a doctor, so he sold his practice just recently. He's like 72 years old, still working as a doctor, and they made him take a vaccine, you know, and basically he got injured. He was slurring his language. He was kind of not walking normal, whatever. And guess who? He was the first person he called was me, and I was like, all right, let me work on you. And I worked on him. I found heavy metals in different parts of his brain. I was able to see disconnections going on. And in 2 weeks, he was like back to normal again after I told him to take some oral chelation, some ACZ nano to remove the heavy metals. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Like I felt kind of cool to rescue my dad. You know, I'm like, you know, 6 years ago, you know, I didn't bring it up that way to him, but I wanted to. Like, half of me wanted me to kind of bring that up, you know. But anyway, so let's get started. Nicole, let's see. First of all, how young are you? I was asking you that real quick.
I'm 47.
47. Okay, cool. And then, so for you, well, typically when I work with someone brand new, it's always good to kind of work on pain, similar to you probably saw me working with Ted. Just the only reason why I say that is because pain usually means like something is overdue for healing. Like there's some emotional baggage that's like, hey, I'm going to keep giving you pain until you fix this. So if you can do me a small favor, maybe just stand up real quick. If you just kind of want to move your neck around, move your shoulders, check in between your shoulder blades, lower back area. Because if you move, you'll notice that that's where you can feel the achiness or the tension or the tightness. If you just sit there, sometimes we can't really tell, So yeah, just wanted to check up with you. Was there any area that you feel tension, tightness, discomfort?
Yeah, I've actually kind of had a headache since last night, and that's not something normal for me. So that is an unusual thing that I have today.
Okay. By the way, kind of on a super random note, did you know you were going to come on the call today or no?
No.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay. So you have a headache. What number would you give your headache, 1 to 10? Like where?
It's small too,
like
it's just kind of been there all day.
Okay. So it's kind of like in the background kind of thing. Okay. So what's interesting is, I always make a joke for a guy, it's probably like a headache is a 12 because we don't know how to handle pain, but it's 2 for a woman. But what I'll do is this. Is there any other area that you feel tension, tightness? I can ask your higher self which pain we should work on. Is there any other area you feel uncomfortable?
I've had some foot pain this week. I just went to the foot doctor because of that. So I would say that is also.
Is it left foot?
Yeah, left foot.
Yeah. What's the pain on that right now? Like if you were to kind of push on it?
Right now it's actually feeling pretty good. So that's why I didn't mention it first.
Okay, good. Okay. So and you've had that foot pain for a while, or?
Yeah, it's been going on for a while.
Okay. So, and what's interesting though is that, like, let's say this doctor gave you like a temporary fix. Like, that happens. Chiropractors, they'll do like an adjustment. Dr. Brad was a chiropractor, and he knew the pattern of chiropractors where you work on someone, but then a month later they come back for what? The same thing. It's like, oh, my neck hurts again. It's like, okay, it's like, oh, my neck hurts again. It's like, and what he found out is that if you don't remove the emotional baggage that's protruding that bone, then the pain will come back. And so he knew that this emotion code modality was more powerful than a chiropractor adjusting you. So I have a lot of clients who don't have chiropractors anymore because I can do this energetically, because at the end of the day, a bone is just made out of energy. The bone is just made out of energy, so it can be manipulated long distance, but anyway, so headache would be a good one. In any area in your life where you might feel stuck, or you feel kind of any area, I always tell people that like coaches need coaches, healers need healers, coaches need healers. Like, do you have any area that you're like, oh, I wish I could just kind of move this area of my life more? Like, what would that be?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, just I've been thinking a lot about this new coaching program and about, what I think about it and where I kind of want my coaching practice to go. And so I think that's something I've been thinking about and pondering about.
Okay. So I'm trying to read between the lines here. So if your coaching practice, do you perhaps just want more? Is it possible you want more clients in your coaching practice? Is that possible?
Yeah, I'm really busy. I haven't had a lot of time for a lot of advertising and things. And so that, getting new clients also involves a lot of that. So I've just kind of been putting it on the back burner a lot. So I've just been trying to decide how much I want to pursue that again, or what avenue I want to take for that.
Okay. Do you have any, just throwing things out there, I don't know you, I'm just asking questions. Do you have any history of like maybe where sometimes you procrastinate, or do you ever sabotage at all?
Not really. I'm pretty proactive about doing things.
Okay.
So I feel like I live a really inspired life. So sometimes I get things added to my plate because I feel good about them. And so that means, things have to shuffle around a little bit. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I have a lot of not planned things on my plate, I guess. So
Yeah. Okay. So you tend to like gravitate towards a lot of things. Like your hands are in a lot of
I like
things.
to be busy. I like to be busy and have a lot of things going. And I'm also just, I'm willing to do what I feel is right. So.
Okay. So maybe what I'll do is this is I'll just do two things. I'll work on that headache real quick, see if it goes away. And then maybe I'll just remove 2 heart walls from you. Now let me tell you why. If you have a pen with you, there's and maybe you've already seen it actually. There's a video called Heart Wall 15 Minutes, right?
I did watch it.
Okay, cool. So that could be a groundbreaking thing for you. I've probably cleared over 4,000 of those in my career, 4,000 heart walls. And what it does for you is, imagine just having more energy, even though everything looks really good right now in your life. Imagine having more energy, more clarity of your mission in life, like feeling more joy and happiness from your real purpose of what you're supposed to be doing, feeling more love and connected to others. You're sending out clear love messages to clients and to also your partner, more financial abundance. When a depression or anxiety or triggers comes up, it bounces off of you instead of consciously trying to push it away. Your body automatically trampolines it. Those would be pretty cool, right? Those are 8 positive characteristics of the heart wall. So I just want to remove like 2 or 3 from you, and maybe that'll kind of give you a boost. Now that doesn't mean it's fully cleared, but the body is kind of cool. It'll give you a preview of what it's like to not have a heart wall, even though you still have one. It's kind of neat. So the body will do that for you. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's just take 10 seconds real quick. We'll ask someone, put a little chat here. I wonder what this is all about. Okay, so go ahead and let's just take 10 seconds real quick. We'll just ask for some help from above, universe, God, higher self, whatever you desire in your mind. Let's just take 10 seconds. We'll meditate in our mind, and then we'll get started here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I'm going to use the body code app here. And I may mention, kind of like with Ted, an age or emotion. And if anything pops up in your mind, Nicole, where you're like, hey, wait a minute. I was doing this during that time, or I think I was doing this. Just tell me in one quick sentence what comes up. And I always tell people, too, if 2 things pop up in your mind, I'll muscle test both of them. I'll be like, is it that one or is it this one? It could be one of those 2 things, or it could be a third thing that we're not even talking about. But let me see what comes up for you first. So what's coming up for you is it's something in the skeleton. Speaking of chiropractor, it's something in the vertebral column, cervical vertebrae. Okay, so your C1 atlas is a little bit off. Okay, so C1 atlas, it's like the highest bone in your neck, which can cause headaches, but it could cause other stuff too. It could cause high blood pressure, could cause some tiredness sometimes. But let me see what's bothering it though. That's the fun part. So let me see. There's something post-traumatic. Okay, so the first thing you have is a physical emotional shock, similar to what you heard from Ted. It's either 2 things. It's either something happened that kind of shocked you that you're like, whoa, I did not expect that to happen. Or maybe like a little period of stress in your life, okay? So let me find out what age. Actually, let me ask 2 questions. There's something below this shock here. It says no. Anything hidden below it? No. Okay, so when did you get this shock at? 40, 30, 20? So it's more than 20. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it's 25. So it could be 26, could be 24, give or take. But it's saying that there could have been something where there was like a little period of stress, or something happened that kind of took you by surprise, like, whoa, didn't know that was going to happen there. Do you know if this is relationship oriented, work related, family, finances? What comes to mind around 25ish? That could have been a little period of stress or something happened that kind of took you by surprise a little bit.
I honestly don't have a very good memory, so this is going to be difficult.
It's funny.
I think that we probably like moved and got our first house about that time. So that would have been a change in my life from what was normal going to school to moving to a career and a home.
Yeah,
So
and sometimes moving can be stressful, so it could be that. I'll ask, and sometimes it'll say, no, that's not it. But I'll say, is it this moving period that you had? Oh, yeah, your body said yes. So it's not like it's nothing else. No. Okay, is there something, there's nothing below, nothing here. Let's go and remove this kind of period of stress here at 25. Is your C1 Atlas happy now? It still says no. Okay, so I'm going to need to keep kind of digging here. There's something emotional. There's a compound. Okay, so you also have this thing called a common emotional compound. This was kind of an interesting discovery when Dr. Brad found it. He found this when a client came to him and he either witnessed 9/11 or he was part of 9/11. And so he found a big ball of energy that he muscle tested that had 2 or 3 emotions there. So it's more complex. It's not just a trapped emotion. It's like 2 or 3 in a ball of energy. Make sense? So if I say, for example, how many trapped emotions are in this compound? There's only 2 here, so it's not 3. So here's, again, another fun part is find out what's in here. Okay, so the first thing that comes up is discouragement, like someone or something letting you down. And let me see what the next one is. Kind of like confusion. Kind of like confused. There's no third one, right? So when did this come in? Let's see. That's recent. 740. 41, 42. Is this just 6 years ago for you? So 41. Yeah, so 41, there seems to be like maybe remember, this isn't the whole year you felt this way. It's just could have been a weekend. But it just like someone or something let you down, kind of confused about the situation a little bit. Is this relationship, work related, family stuff, finances?
Yeah, I probably had some teenage boys about that time, so I'm sure.
Okay. That's all you have to say. Yeah, that's all you have to say there. Yeah, anything to do with like these teenage boys you're dealing with. Is it 2 of them?
I have 3 teenage boys.
Oh, you have 3 teenage boys. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, God bless your heart there. Okay. So let's see. We have 4 boys, but they're not teenager yet. I can't wait. Actually, I can wait for that not to get to that point. But anyway, so is that what it is? And your body said yes. Good. So I want to remove this discouragement, confusion here. So you're doing a good job. Anything else affecting the C1 Atlas? No. Okay, so the C1 Atlas is happy now. So I'm just going to do a quick reset of that bone, make sure it's perfectly aligned, functioning properly. So go ahead and take a deep breath in real quick. And maybe you can leave obviously the computer here, wherever you're at. Just walk like 10 steps and then kind of come back. And then we'll check on your head and see if it feels a little bit lighter, more relaxed. Okay, I'm just going to ask the people here any questions you guys might have of what we're doing. I know we got some cool people on here. Trina, Glines. Okay, so go ahead and just check your head. Just see if I know you said it was like a 2, so it's barely there. But how's your head right now? I just want to see like, has it moved a little bit, or is it still the same? Like, where is it at?
It feels the same. I don't know that there's a big difference, but
okay. So this may happen. All that really means is there's just another layer. If you don't mind, Bob, if you're okay with you with time, if I can go like 1 layer deeper, okay. So also I do want to check something with you. Is are you well hydrated today? Like, have you had water, or are you maybe loud? Okay, good. Okay. How's your sleep, by the way? Like do you sleep really well? Or?
Good last night. So yeah.
Okay. So that's interesting. Okay. So, and then diet's pretty good, or could it be better?
Yeah, it's good.
That's good. Okay. And then stress levels really high or kind of low, or really low, or is it pretty high sometimes?
It's pretty low. We don't have a lot of.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I always have stress, but I guess medium. I probably live a medium stress life. I'm not stressed out, but I have lots of demands on my time. And
okay, yeah, that makes sense. So here's the beautiful thing about this work is I'm going to go 1 layer deeper. But if you put an alarm clock for like 2 hours from now, and then just check your head again, usually what it is I was trying to find what I call the peg of the stool, or like the stool leg that's a little bit off. In your case, it was sleep, and that what happens is your immune system's not that strong. But what's really cool about this work is it catches up to you. For example, I worked on a guy's arm once, and it was completely stuck. Like it literally couldn't move. It wasn't in a cast. It just he just had this stuck arm. And he was a bartender. I'm like, man, you're in the worst job with a stuck arm, And anyway, I worked on him, and guess what happened that day? Nothing. His arm was still stuck. And I did a full session on him, and it got stuck. But then I asked him the question, hey, what's going on with your lifestyle? Do you sleep well? No, I have 2 jobs. Okay. Are you stressed out a lot? Heck yeah, I'm stressed. Okay. Do you eat well? No, I have a horrible diet. Okay. So his immune system was shot, but then 2 days later, after 2 weeks of it being stuck, his arm was fully movable. So for him, it just took even longer. The immune system really had to catch up to him. But let's see what else is going on. Let's see if maybe we can make a little budge. There's something else here. So something in the energy body. The meridians. Okay, so this is kind of like Chinese acupuncture stuff. This is a main meridian. So there's something called a liver meridian. Okay. For some reason, this is a little bit off. So instead of putting needles on you, and like an acupuncturist does, we can just remove the energies. It has the same effect of it. So let me see. So this one can cause headaches, and also trouble detoxing, craving certain types of food. Okay. Well, anyway, liver meridian, is this on the left side or the right side? It's the right side. Okay. So let me see. Usually this is just two things that are blocking it. And let me see what I find here. Okay. Something emotional. This is a trapped emotion. Okay. You have a shared one. This is interesting. So the good news is someone around you is getting a healing. So what's kind of neat is someone in your either family or friends is going to get a healing from this. So that's what's kind of cool. I've worked with a mother before, and her son changed in 3 sessions, and I never even worked on her son because I was working on the mother so much, and I must have removed 4 inherited stuff that all of a sudden the son was changing, because every time I removed an inherited one, it heals upwards to what line it went through, and it heals downwards. So the son was getting better grades, higher self-esteem. But somebody here, let me see, is this a female or a male? It's a male. So you and some other male. Let me see what emotion this is real quick. Okay, let's see. 1, 3, 2, 4. Okay, so this is it's resentment, So it's kind of interesting. So it's 2 people feeling resentment. That could totally happen in a tough discussion. It's like, hey, you're not treating me fairly, you're not treating me fairly, it's kind of that whole thing. I'll just ask, it's just with, do you have a partner right now, or?
Yeah, I have a husband.
Your husband, yeah. So is this your husband at all? Yeah, no. Is this you and maybe one of your kids? It is. Interesting. Can you just name? You said you have 3 of them, right? Just give me their first names real quick.
Hudson, Jaron, Dominic.
Okay, Hudson, Jaron, and Dominic. Okay, so it's got to be one of these. Is it Hudson? No. Jaron? Yeah. Dominic? No. Jaron. Okay, it was just a moment of Jaron. How old is Jaron, by the way?
He's 22.
22. Okay. So what this is saying basically is there was a moment where you're like, hey, you're really not treating me fairly. And he was kind of feeling the same way. Possible, right? And so the cool thing is I'm going to remove it from you. Beautiful thing is he's getting a healing too. So wherever he is, I don't care if he's in Africa, he gets a healing from this too. The release one we did is the liver meridian balance now. It's saying no. Okay, so I got to keep going. So there's something else here. Do you have any questions kind of so far, what I'm doing?
Nope, it's just interesting.
Okay, so let me see. Okay, there's a compound here. Now this one's different. This is a prenatal one. This typically means you absorbed it from your mom, this compound here. Okay, so you might wonder why does this have to do with my headache? It's and really what it is that maybe you're feeling some of these emotions and it kind of wakes up from different times in your life. Let's say you feel resentment in some area of your life, it's like, okay, cool, let's just wake up this resentment from you and Jaron, and so this compound though is where you feel two emotions. Let me see, 1, 2, yeah, so this is actually 2 and it's not 3. And let me see what the first one is here, and then we'll call it a day here. Okay, so this one is some bitterness, and sometimes people think, is this got to be like a really big deal that your mom you absorb something from your mom? And the answer is no. Like, so it could be like, I made dinner for my husband and he didn't come home tonight, so shame on him. I feel bitterness and I feel something else. It's not as heavy as some people think it is. And then there's also some blaming going on. Okay, so good times. So yeah, your mom did that. So I'm gonna go just remove this bitterness and blaming there that you absorbed. Anything else affecting the liver meridian? It says no. Is it happy? Good. So liver meridian is happy. Okay, so let me go ahead and do a reset on the liver meridian. So let's try this again. Go ahead and take another deep breath again. This time we did a little bit deeper, so maybe walk a little further, maybe like, I don't know, 11 to 13 steps, and then come back, and then we'll call it a day here. Anybody have any questions at all? Those of you who are chatting, or any comments you want to give, Bob, right now while we're hanging out?
Yeah, can I put another plug in for our Become the Captain program?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, guys, so yeah, we're going to be launching here in a couple of weeks. So any men that are ready for, and I can't even over exaggerate this, any men that are truly ready for massive breakthroughs every week, healing for 90 days straight, deep dive into every area of life, more money, more time, more relationships, more health. If you're ready for just a life overhaul like opportunity and be anchored deeply to and connected to the person that you really, really are inside, then join the program. It's going to be unbelievable. So we're excited to have you guys.
And especially like men, one of the biggest things that kind of lean on or that kind of press men is adding value to the family. Like we tend to think our worthiness of being a good man is like, it has to be with how much money we bring home to our family. This is a fact, it's like, it's what we do. And what's interesting is that just to kind of share 1 second story is that there's a couple that I work with in Las Vegas, and they knew I've done sessions with them, and I've multiplied their income for their hair salon. Like, they literally told me that I was the reason why they opened up a second hair salon store. And their other hair salon store, they're making like $50,000 a month. And then they're like, we're going to create another one. And what's interesting was one time I went to this church conference, and as soon as I got in there, the room, we were like staying at the Ritz-Carlton. I was like, thanks guys for letting me, stay here. It's like, how much do I owe you? Look how smart business people are. It's like, hey, don't pay us. Just can you do a wealth session on us again? Because we're trying to get this new investment going on, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you guys are getting way more than my payment of whatever this hotel is going to cost. That's smart though, right? Business people are like, no, we'd get more value if you just did a session on us than us paying us for this hotel. So anyway, back to you here. Sorry. So so let's see. How's your head doing now? I know you said it was like a 2.
Yeah.
Where's it?
I still feel like it's about the same, but maybe just a little tight. So
that's totally fine. So what we'll do is do me a quick favor. I know maybe I have my email down here. Give me 1 second here. I'll write it down at the comment section. And so all this is, because I'm pretty sure it's probably the sleep thing, is that what you want to do is they like, if you just, because you're fine in hydration, but just wait like 2 hours and then check your head again. And you might even feel just like deeper sleep tonight. You might feel calm and relaxed. Tomorrow you might wake up with more pep in your step. You're like, okay, the only reason why that's happening is because technically you're healing for the next 2 days, So just make sure you keep drinking lots of water, and just pay attention to when things happen to you, how less reactive you are. Things just kind of bounce off you quicker. Maybe you're more present when you're productive. I would take any notes of little things like that, because we didn't just work on pain. It's like, remember, 80% of symptoms are emotional, and we just helped you kind of release some emotions that your bodies were holding. So you could see other positive symptoms like in your character that might show up. Okay. So
thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Yeah, so feel free to email me. Let me know like 2 hours from now. You can send me an email, or let me know if it went down. Even if it went down to a 1, it's like cool. Maybe before bed it's 0, sweet. And then tomorrow there should be no headache there. But then you're still technically healing, so just emotionally. So, all right, perfect. Well, hey, it was great connecting with you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
So glad that you came on here and were vulnerable with us. We appreciate you, and then and thanks for being an awesome coach out there and helping men restore themselves. So anything I can do to support your mission, I'm totally down to do. So
Great. Thank you.
yeah, you're so welcome. Okay, guys, so we are way over time here, but that's cool because we love meeting new people, and I'm just excited that I could help out in some way. Bob, did you want to just kind of close us out, and that way we can kind of we'll continue the night in a very nice, happy flight from helping people out today. So
It's such a privilege to be with all of you, and we look forward to continuing to do these sessions with everybody and inviting men and women to heal and grow and do all those beautiful things. So that's what we want in the end, right? We want a healed man and a healed woman, and just making magic in the world, like in whatever way that God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, put you here, whatever your work is here to do on the earth. We want to unleash you to be able to go and do that fully and to experience fully and to have all of the beautiful things that life, has to offer. So
awesome. All right, thanks, guys. And I always like to leave with maybe how I used to end my podcast, and it says that the world likes to teach us that hey, I'll take care of you if you take care of me. But if we just heal ourselves, then we can actually change ourselves. We can change our home. We can change the city, and we can eventually change the world. And so it's really about let's take care of ourselves so that we can be better people out there in this world. And we're not taught early on in life to self-care, take care of your emotions, become less reactive, get coached by someone so you can get direction in life. We're not taught that very early on, and we should have. We kind of come into this when we're already code red, but I feel like it's never, ever, ever too late to say, you know what? The next 5 years of my life can be very, very different. And I really, truly believe that. I've seen some crazy stuff in the last 9 years. I know Bob's seen some crazy transformation. And it's amazing what you can do when you make a decision, which comes from the root dekaidir, which means to cut from. To cut off any negative possibilities that you used to deal with and that now you don't want to deal with anymore. You just literally cut off the virus off your body, cut off the negativity, cut off the friends that are holding you back, cut off anything that's not serving you right now. And you can be a completely different person a year from now, but you have to decide, which comes from dekaidir, to cut some things out of your life that are not really assisting you. So with that, hopefully you guys have a great night. And thanks so much for being on here, Bob. You're awesome. And then we'll all talk soon. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.